The hour and welcome, John Lee, St. Louis Real Estate Investors Association. Um, we were just kind of meeting early and talking about a few things from our seminar the other day. But welcome everybody. Come on in if it's your first time. Welcome. If you're back, welcome again. As far as announcements go, let me see here. I just got a few coming up here. Let me move this out of the way. Okay, next week we have some of you guys know Sarah who comes in here from Pride Restoration. She's like I don't know, I think she's like the networking queen. I want to call her, man. She every time I see her, she's doing something. I think she went to two networking events yesterday, but she's all over the place. And anyway, her company she works for, Pride Restoration. Her boss, I met him a few years ago at the St. Louis. Small Business Exposition, Jim Subert, he owns Pride Restoration. And they're expert damage, it's an expert damage restoration service, including things like water, fire, mold, sewage, and things like that. And they can actually get your property back. They work with insurance companies, really, really good. We're going to have them next Friday on the 19th. You might want to mark your calendars for that. And June 26th, I've talked about this, I don't know, which is 2 weeks from today, and that's the Missouri Tax Sale Seminar. You know, we just had the pre-Missouri Tax Sale Seminar. It kind of goes right along with this. Scott Walterbach puts this on every year. Um, and this year is down in Jackson, Missouri, which is close to Cape, I guess, at the Missouri University Extension. And that's he does have a virtual option. I'll put this in the chat for you. I got a PDF I put together. But anyway, we will have our networking on that event on that day of the event too. In fact, I asked him not to put me in at 11 o'clock, but that's I found out that's always Kathy Davis's speaking spot, so it was no problem to do that. As you know, Kathy, our attorney, she comes in about once a month and updates us on everything. But we will do that. I'll probably be out in the hall. We did last year. Then Applebee's on July the 6th is our lunch networking event. That's at Olive and 270. Um, and of course, all our Friday events. We got 5 Fridays in July, I was just looking at, which is kind of interesting. Then of course, Applebee's is always the first Monday of the month. Then we do have the pet screening. People coming back in. Victoria Cohort, she came in a couple of times, already talked to us. You know, as you know, Kathy was talking about, HUD just changed the pet laws on, the service animals. So that'll be interesting to see what they have to say. But she's actually going to talk about property budget and finance on how they actually use the pets, because pets can be sometimes, at least in my experience too, can be your best tenants out there. I've had that happen more than once, that I'd much rather have the pet as the tenant. But anyway, she'll show you how you can kind of increase your revenue and your financing with that. Then I just got a couple of recent events and some things. I'll put this in the chat for you right there, so it's just a PDF and you can download that. So with that, I think that's all I got. Oh, one more thing I wanted to mention too. Yesterday, we had excuse me, we had Norm. Let's see here. Norm Bennett, The Frugal Homeowner's Guide to Remodeling is the name of his new book. And somebody brought up that his phone number was connected with I don't know, some kind of scam or something like that. Well, I don't know where that came from, but I do want to show you what I came up with here just to kind of show you. He's a pretty good guy, and I want to give you his information anyway. So let's see here. Yeah, let's do this. Just real quick, I want to do this. Okay. Okay, here's his book. This is Narm right here. And we did Google his phone number because I think that's where the confusion came in. And this is he's been around a long time. He gives you this is his personal cell phone number, so I don't know where the confusion came in. But I can guarantee you he's not connected with a scam. And here's his information if you do want to find anything out more from him. He was a contractor for, I don't know, 30 years. He's a local guy, and what he does now is like to help people. In fact, I've talked to him a few times. Um, he was giving us the blueprint yesterday of if it's worthwhile to even be your own contractor on your own deals. And sometimes it is, sometimes it is not. My experience is, unless I'm really good at it, I probably want the professional doing it. Because, yeah, you can do anything, but you can't do everything. That's just what I've run into. So, anyway, I wanted to get you Norm's information here because he's a pretty good guy and he's willing to talk to you. We're going to probably have him come back at some point too, because I know we didn't have enough time to get to everything yesterday. So anyway, so that's where I just wanted to share that with you. So with that, I guess we can get started. Laura, are you up there?
I am.
There you are. Would you like to give us our disclaimer, please?
Sure. Good morning and welcome, everyone. First, I'd like to do a bit of housekeeping. Feel free to unmute yourself when it's your turn to speak. Please be mindful of everyone else by muting yourself while others are speaking. You're welcome to put any contact information that you want to share into the chat. We meet here to share deals, look for deals and solutions we have in need with our real estate. We are not your financial advisors, attorney, or accountants. We do not endorse or recommend any specific solutions or contractors here. You're advised to do your own due diligence to your own satisfaction before you invest. The first Friday of each month is Ask the Attorney with Ms. Catherine Davis. Our meetings are typically recorded, so only share what you want others to know.
Thank you, Laura. And I guess next week we'll have virtual Laura. She'll be at a funeral down in Texas, so we'll miss you. And you'll have to watch the replay of Jim Subert in Pride Restoration because he's a very entertaining guy and a very knowledgeable guy. So if you ever had any disasters, you want to make sure you're here for that because that's what he deals with, disasters. And then Sarah, who works for him, is completely the other end. I don't think she's ever seen a disaster in her life, even though she deals with them all the time. She's always got a big smile on her face. So kind of like you, Linda, there, always got a big smile. So anyway, does anybody have anything they'd like to start us off with today? Anybody got something they're buying or selling? Anybody working on anything? Anybody need anything? This is a good time of year right now to get some things done before it gets too bitterly hot.
John and Laura, I have something to share. It's
Sure.
not related to buying or selling, but I'm putting it in the chat. Well, the chat's not working.
Oh,
Hey, hold on.
okay.
Okay, let me figure that out, why it's not sending. But it is the flyer for the upcoming St. Louis Metro Housing Landlord event, which is July 29th. And I don't understand why. Oh, there we go. There it
There you
is.
go. Okay.
So that link is the information where for the event and where you can register. The event is free.
There we go.
Yeah, thank you, John.
Yeah, we can just see it there. And if you guys click on the link, you should be able to register there. Okay. And okay, July 29th.
Yes.
All right. Wednesday. Okay.
Oh, and it has brunch.
Yeah, yeah, we're gonna have
Wow.
brunch. Well, brunches, and I'm gonna myself and one of the other people who's part of the St. Louis Metro Housing, we are doing a presentation on shared housing. So I haven't started working on it yet, but we're gonna get it out there, and that's gonna be one of the things that will be presented.
Shared housing, very interesting subject and very well used and needed these days. I know one of the groups here with the veterans, they were asking about that recently.
Yes, exactly. Yeah, yeah. It's very, very uh, prominent with veterans. And I'm not sure who built it, but a veterans shared housing or shared housing community has been built on Grand, like Grand close to Del Mar, and it's very popular.
Hmm.
Yeah, I think there's a lot of good opportunities coming up on, for property owners plus people that need the housing coming up here. Because I know with the, even before the tornado, we had a lot of need for it. But I imagine even now there's even more so. So this is something a lot of us I know can get together with, and it's something you can partner with too, because some people
Yes.
don't know all the aspects of it. So we'll look forward to that, Linda. That'll be very good. Appreciate that. Maybe you could come and share some more with us too. Maybe even before that or after that.
Okay, yeah, I'd like that. Thank
'Cause
you. I would.
yeah, we could record that and then put it on YouTube and it can sit there. We can go back and refresh our memories too.
Okay.
That'd be great. Okay, thank you. Yeah, okay, Ryan, first timer. Okay, Sarah invited. Yeah, Sarah, I tell you, Sarah gets around and is really, really good at networking. And it looks like you're flooring. Would you like to unmute yourself and talk to us, Ryan? Let's see there you
Hey
are.
everybody, how are you guys all doing?
Great.
Good.
Yeah, so Sarah Cantrell invited me. She's tried getting me to come to the meetings for 3 weeks in a row now, and I've always had something on Friday, so I am actually happy to be here today. I am in the commercial sales at Advanced Carpet One, so we do all things floor covering, whether it be hardwood, laminates, engineered hardwoods, carpet, vinyl, ceramics. Basically, if it's flooring, we have it. We're great with investors, some of the best prices in town. So if anybody has anything, please feel free to reach out to me.
Oh, okay. And then you work around the St. Louis area, is that correct, Ryan?
Correct. So we are located in my office is in Brentwood. I do a 50-mile radius around Brentwood for no additional charge. And then we go up to 150 miles with a trip charge.
Okay. And is that all kinds of flooring?
Correct.
Okay. And if you don't mind giving us your contact information you'd like to share for anybody watching the replay, because I know you put it in the chat there, but the chats disappear, and replays do not, the audible. So if you don't mind giving us some of your contact information you want to share.
Yeah, feel free to reach out to me. My personal cell phone number is 314-258-1346, or feel free to send me an email at rmorris, MORRIS, at advancecarpet1.com.
All right. All right. Thank you very much, Ryan. Appreciate
Thank
it.
you.
Yep. And thanks to Sarah. She's always, like I said, she's the networking queen. I've never seen anybody network probably as much as she does. All right. Who else has something for us?
I just have a question, John.
Sure,
Um,
Nancy.
I looked at a place yesterday and it's in South City. I've primarily worked in the county, so I just wondered if anyone has any thoughts on how how is the city to work with in terms of if you just, inspections, permits. Is there anything I should watch out for?
Well, that's always a good question because I think, yeah, Norm kind of touched on that yesterday. You never know the inspectors you're going to get.
Right.
I've never done anything in the south side myself personally, other than the counties, but we have done stuff in our St. Louis, and some of them have been really good for us. Some of them have been hard to deal with. I know one of the things that I learned is the conservation district or historical places. We had some windows we could not put in the new efficient windows. We had to go back to the old
Right.
curve style and all that kind of stuff. So, I mean, it's just things I mean, yeah, you probably want to get together with somebody. Has anybody here done anything in South St. Louis there they could share with Nancy? Carrie, you have? Are you waving your hand? You want to unmute and say what you
Myself.
know? Yeah, there you
Yeah,
go.
I've done a lot of property and all over the city, but um, yeah, it just varies by who your inspector is. On the Hill, just about anything goes, I will say that. And I just know that just like a lot of other inspectors, a lot of other counties, they're out looking for those white pickup trucks and the city is more likely to find a white pickup truck than any other county I find. So just be forthright, and really you have to just, it's, you want to do a safe rehab job no matter what. And I find them very easy to work with, and renting too, very easy to work with, when it comes for your occupancy permits too. I've never really had a problem with the city. I've had a problem with some like fluorescent, specifically fluorescent, even though it's in St. Louis County, it's the fluorescent stuff I've had problems. They've been very difficult telling me what colors to paint interior rooms before. And but the city I've just been really great with. I mean, I've not had a problem. Just don't let them catch a white pickup truck at the house.
What do you mean? I don't understand what a white pickup.
Like a contractor, don't have a contractor at your property that doesn't have a permit. They'll find they'll find them. I think they just have people just driving the streets looking for white pickups.
That's such a great point, Carrie, because yeah, we had somebody that was working on a place. It was actually in the county, but yeah, they drove by and they're looking for the contractors. He had a sawhorse outside, was just cutting one little piece of trim, but they had the wall opened up in the kitchen, which we didn't have a permit for that. I didn't even know he was going to do that there, and they shut down the whole thing, put their stickers on everything, and it was kind of a mess. We had to go get the permit, and then he wasn't happy with us because we didn't do it ahead of time, but we didn't even know. And in fact, I don't even think the contractor knew he was going to look at, take that little piece of the wall out to even do anything at the time. So you just never know. And once they see that, you got to deal with it. So get your permits up front. Yeah.
Also, I don't know if people know, I told someone this the other day and they were shocked, but there's a stamp now even on the bottom of sinks. So if you buy a sink at Home Depot, there's a date stamp on the bottom of it. There's on the bottom. So either try to get that. I mean, sink isn't, brain surgery, obviously, but just they know when you're putting in new stuff. And sometimes you'll get away with one thing, but you're not going to get away with two things. And like Romex is marked now. So you can't just do your own stuff unless you have like some inventory. So you do have to be careful and know that they know the tricks. I mean, those sinks are marked now and other things. So anyway, you do
Yeah.
have to be careful.
Well, and you also brought up a good point. You want it done right. You want it done safe. You don't want to have a problem down the road. We all want safe housing for whether it's a rental property or for our own self. So that's something you want to definitely keep in mind. So yeah, thank you for sharing that, Carrie. Um, Dana and James, you had your hand up there? You had,
Yes, good morning, everyone. Can you hear me okay?
yes, good morning.
Okay, perfect. I got a new speaker and everything, so I'm making sure. This message is for, question is for Carrie. Carrie, I hear you just mentioned fluorescent. You had to get a permit as far as the interior color, or was that an exaggeration?
No, that's not. No, we were rehabbing a property. I've rehabbed a lot in fluorescent, and I used to work with someone and he loved fluorescent. He grew up there. We bought everything in fluorescent. And so yeah, I had to get for the occupancy inspection. The gal came through and wanted me to paint the rooms a different color. And
Oh, wow.
she was, I guess, an aspiring designer or decorator and was thinking like different colors for the rooms would be, better.
Oh,
But yeah,
goodness.
no, it was,
Wow.
yeah. So I've had, and depending like what John said, once they know who you are, and I worked for people and they did their own thing. And, so once you're on that list too, you're in trouble. You just
Wow.
they'll your things will be the last to be scheduled, and
Uh,
and there'll be two inspectors. I've had where a county inspector is inspected, and then another county inspector came out to inspect that inspector's work. I've had that happen also, and but fluorescent has been U City first. U City is I found them to be impossible. I tell people I don't even buy lunch in U City anymore. And fluorescent is probably the second.
oh, wow. Okay, that's a good tidbit. I didn't know that. Thank you.
Yeah, don't they have a landlord license now in Florissant too that they recently put into effect, if I remember right,
You have to renew
And
it
like
every year.
every year?
yeah,
Yeah.
like Ferguson, yeah, does it too. But
Yeah.
is that
Hazelwood
difficult?
has one now too. We just found, well, they just started last year, I think it was. Hazelwood has a landlord license as well.
Hmm.
Are they difficult to renew? Are they sticklers on that? Because Ferguson was not. Ferguson was easy. I guess
Mhm.
as long as, the gutters aren't falling off.
Well, Hazelwood, they actually implemented when they weren't even organized with it. They didn't even have it all set, so it was just a pain in the behind for everyone else because they told you had to have it by a certain day, and there were people in the court, and then they send you, you have to go to court because you didn't have it by the date. And there was someone saying that he was calling beforehand, and they said we didn't have it working right yet or whatever. And so he had been there twice, I think, and then he had asked if someone could let him know when it's implemented. No one did. Next thing he know, he had a summons to come to court. So everybody there, it was basically the same type of situation, So it was crazy. It was crazy. So they were getting money because if you plead guilty, then you have to pay that court fine. If you plead not guilty, then you have to set another court date and more money and all of that. It was, oh, I was so angry. But it's just a money grab. And I think Bell Fountain started one as well. So, but it's crazy.
Yeah, one of the things we did with our place in Ferguson, we did we're doing owner financing, and we don't have to pay that fee anymore because they're actually homeowners and there's somebody that's buying the house. We're just the mortgage company. So that's one way that we've gotten around some of that. I'm not getting around it, but I mean it just kind of took care of that. Yeah, because we used to deal with, I don't know if he's still there, Brian, every year in Ferguson there. Nice guy. He's been there forever, known him for a long time. And they're fairly easy to work with. I know some of the people, like you say, though, has had some problems in Florida. I never heard about the colors of the houses. That sounds like Savannah, Georgia. I know somebody had problems down there with their colors because of that, their historic district. And they bought somebody actually bought like 6 homes all at once, was just moving into that territory. They shut them all down at one time because they didn't like the color. And then it turned out to be two old ladies sitting at the courthouse, and they're the historic district, and you had to meet with them. Oh, I think it was only on Tuesday or something like that, and then you had to sit there with your color schemes for them to approve it, which was pretty interesting. But I don't think Flarson's quite like that. But I know Flarson is. I grew up there myself. My dad, he moved out there back in the '50s when it was out in the country. Moved from Webster Groves, the other part of town where my grandparents lived, and he opened it up a music store because it was unincorporated. And then we kind of grew up on there, and they, of course, now it's its own city. I don't even know what goes on in Florissant anymore, but I know it's a lot different.
Yeah,
So
John, you say Ferguson doing owner what did you call it? Just, oh my God, owner
we did
financing.
we do owner financing with our property there. We're just selling it instead of renting it now.
So with the owner financing, it's still in your name. So that's not an issue with him in Ferguson?
It has not been an issue with them. No.
Okay,
Yeah.
that's good.
I
Okay,
can't say that about everywhere because I don't know.
okay,
But we did one in Hazelwood, which was the same way. I had two different ones over there, and they never made us. But see, they didn't have licenses back when we did it either. I sold the last one, I think, 2 years ago.
okay. Thank you.
Sure. Yeah, you do. And that's a great point too. You got to know your municipalities. St. Louis, County, they have about 1 million of them, I think. I don't even know. It's like 90 of them or something like that. And every one is totally different. I know, I don't see Victoria on here, but she talked about that one down in, was it Green? I always want to say Greenpeace. That's not it. That one down south though, that she had and had problems with that. And same thing. They went in there. She didn't have permits for something, and they had the wall opened up in the kitchen, and they might not even been working on nothing. But once they see something, now they want permits on everything. Green Park, that's it. Yes, thank you. It's stuck in my head, Greenpeace, ever since you said that wrong the first time, and I can never get that right. I probably never will now, but yeah, Green Park. Yeah. Yeah, that was incorporated back in the like early 90s or something. They weren't even a township for a while. And she didn't think they were. She thought she was out in the county. And when she bought the place, and then they'll let you know though. Anytime the ownership changes, they'll find you. You don't have to worry about it.
With budgets as they are, more of the smaller municipalities are throwing more of their stuff to St. Louis County. So it's becoming a little bit more uniform because they don't have the budgets to, send inspectors out all the time. So they are throwing more stuff. I'm finding more stuff onto the county. They're letting the county
Yeah.
take that role. So
Yeah, Norm kind of touched on that yesterday with electrical and plumbing on some of the smaller municipalities, that's where you'll have to go, that they send in their people for those permits.
I think that's almost every municipality in St.
Oh,
Louis
okay.
County now. I'm not sure. Yeah, I don't know about Webster. Shrewsbury's like that. Maryland Heights is like that. And Maryland Heights is big. Bridgeton is like that. I mean, I think I think that's almost a requirement that the county does the electrical and the plumbing, I believe.
Okay. Okay, good to know. Yeah. Yeah, you definitely got to know where you're dealing with and who you're dealing with. Yeah, because you want to do it the right way anyway. And you don't want to get on that other list, the one they don't like, because they will find you. Yeah. All right. Good conversations. Good stuff to know. Stuff we can all learn from. So, all right. Anybody buying or selling anything today? Had a few emails and some correspondence this week, and people had stuff for sale, but I don't see them. So this is a good place to come and tell people about stuff, though.
Hey guys, this is Robin, and I
Hi,
do.
Rob.
Hi, how are you guys doing? I
Great.
do still have the properties, one in Hazelwood and two in Jenny's, still available to sell. I will put my information in the chat, but my phone number is 314-760-6350, and I will connect you with my agent.
Okay. Can you tell us a little bit about the properties, Robin? You said you have two in Jennings and one in Florissant. Is that correct?
No, one in Hazelwood. Thank
One in
goodness,
Hazelwood.
not in Florissant.
Okay. I'm sorry. I
That's
got
okay.
Florissant on my mind here. Okay. Oh,
Well, I own the one, the two in Jenny since probably 2021. Uh, and then the one in Hazelwood, I owned it since about 2020. Long-term tenants in both, all three of them, and they are cash flowing.
okay. And you're selling with the tenants in place. Is that correct?
Yes, and two of them, the ones in Jenny's are Section 8 tenants, and the one in Hazelwood is a regular tenant.
Okay. Got a commercial tenant in Hazelwood. Are these houses? Are they
Yes, they are all different houses.
single family homes?
Yes, single family. The ones in Jenny's are 2 bedrooms. The
Okay.
one in Hazelwood is a 3 bedroom.
3 bedroom. Okay. And they got tenants. Can you give us an idea about what you're asking for those?
I think she. I don't have the exact number. I don't want to tell you the wrong thing, but the
Okay.
prices are really reasonable.
Mhm.
And she said we are open to great suggestions.
Okay. And the best thing is to give you a call. Is that correct?
Yes, and I will connect you to my agent. I'm walking right now. I don't have her information.
That's okay. All
Okay,
good. All right.
thank
Thank
you.
thank you, Robin.
Uh-huh.
Okay. Couple opportunities for someone. Three actually.
Robin, repeat her contact information, please. Robin.
Yeah, 314-760-6350.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
All right. All right. Thank you. All right. Who's next? Who's got something for us here? A lot of good things. I know a lot of you just sitting back waiting for the tax sale list to come out, like I am. And they should be in the next few weeks. I know I get a little anxious this time of year. And like Angie was telling us, though, they in St. Francis County, they extended the deadline for an extra month. I was kind of glad she told us that because normally I would be looking everybody up from last year to see if they paid this year because May's over with. So now I got to wait till the end of June and then I'll look them up. So to see if they're going to the tax sale or not going to the tax sale and see what we can do to help them and relieve them from their taxes or get them back on the tax roll. Always a good thing too.
Does St. Francis still have, do they do the auctions outside? I mean, do they do the auctions live? Or are they
Um,
sealed?
from what? No, they do them live, but I believe it's
Okay.
inside now on the third floor. They built a new annex building a few years ago, because they used to do them all out on the courthouse stairs across the street there, and now I believe it's all in the third floor, inside, right where the collector's office is. So I've actually never been to one though. You know, I bought I don't know, 100, actually probably a couple thousand properties from them over the years. You know, the little lots and stuff, but I've never been to an auction. So people keep telling me I need to go, and I don't know. I just haven't seen a need to.
I do think it's kind of exciting to go. But one thing also, I think if you could get them, like if something goes to sale, sometimes St. Louis County will not do this, which would aggravate me, but they don't even do live auctions any longer. But if you can ask them to recry something, so say no one bid on something, and then, it's the end of the day, if you know what locator number that is or whatever, you could ask them to recry it and then you could bid on it. So if you've saving your money to bid on something later, but then that didn't go, but then you got outbid on what you wanted. Sometimes, I mean, that's good to ask ahead of time. I think, like, would they be willing to, or else don't ask ahead of time and just ask them at the end and see if if they're willing to do that. Because I think that's important for the county because that gives them another opportunity to get the taxes paid. And St. Louis County just would never consider it no matter what. So, but other counties might do that, and that might be a good, strategy too to get what you want.
Yeah, thank you, Carrie. That's a great point. St. Louis County, though, is its own little entity, and it does exactly what they want. The sealed bids, Dale talked about that a little bit the other day. That to me is insane because you don't, you go to an auction, and I've been to other auctions, foreclosure auctions and things like that. So, it is exciting to go to the auctions. I just never been to a tax auction, but yeah, to recry it, that's a really good thing to ask because so I mean, like St. Francis County. Their bids, it might only last, depending on how many properties, a couple hours, the whole auction. And then if they don't sell them, they just kind of go into the pool and then they sit there and then they, after, like she was saying, after 90 days, they may or may not come up on over the counter because there's still a redemption period for the people there. And even if you do buy a property at auction, they do have a chance to come back in and pay the fees and and the back taxes and all that and then you'll get a little bit of interest, but it's not there's no guarantees of anything. Every county works so much different. And St. Louis County is just I don't know. I've never dealt with the county. I like dealing with people, not the county. It's just where they are.
I have a lot of issues with it. It's just wrong on all accounts, just because I feel like, you publish these sales and you really should try to get the most for every property. So it should be a live auction and you should be able to bid and out, you bid the max and keep going. And then, but if you send in a sealed bid on one and that's all your money, then you can't really bid on anything else. Where it's live, you can bid on other things. But I also feel they have an obligation to get the most for the property also for the owner, or same in a foreclosure for the borrower, because they are due those proceeds if there's any proceeds left. And so I just think that it's wrong on all fronts. And I know the money goes to the schools, but there's somebody that's losing their house over that, so I think home ownership comes first.
Correct. Yeah, I totally agree with you on that. And I don't know why St. Louis County did not. I mean, during COVID, they had the sealed bids. Okay, I understood. But now, come on, auction's an auction.
When you buy in counties, are you finding that there's a few corporations that are buying just about everything? Like WMAC, like they buy so many properties and then they don't pay the taxes.
And then
But
they don't pay them.
um,
Yeah, I've had, in
yeah,
fact,
I
the
mean,
one, yeah. That's exactly what happens. And one, in fact, I showed you the one where the multi-million-dollar investors, they gave me 9 houses, just gave them to me. And I don't know what that says about them. They're buying stuff actually that they didn't know the neighborhoods is what actually happened in that case. But yeah, there's corporations that do that. Not a lot though in the little counties. A lot of the little counties though, and I noticed this first in Illinois, is they'll have in fact, I think they got in maybe some trouble over some of this stuff, but they'll have, I don't want to say it's a good old boys club, but they might have their buddies in their back pocket that they kind of know stuff and they know who's going to bid first, which is not really fair. And a couple of the small counties I've found like that. When you deal with the taxpayers, though, the delinquent taxpayers, rarely does that ever come up to be a problem. If you can get the property secured ahead of time from them, typically you'll get a better title too. At least in my experience, you'll get a clean title because if you got the right owners, not always the taxpayers, because they're of record, they're not always the official owners. So you got to be careful with that. I've had that come up a few times where people have transferred properties over to me, but their grandfather has died and it really wasn't their property, even though they're on the
Yeah.
tax bills and all that kind of stuff. So you do got to kind of know some of that stuff. But typically, if you deal with the delinquent taxpayer, you can get a good title right out of the gate without even going through all that.
I do think that's the best because you're not involved in that, I guess, that energy of just auction, because people think that they just keep bidding and bidding because they want to win. But sometimes when they win, they lose because they want to win that sale and they want to outbid everybody and they just want it so bad they just lose track of what the max that they should be paying. And it is a frenzy sometimes. And I do agree with you. It's always better to make your deal before an auction, unless there's too much encumbered on it and you want the auction to clear it off.
True. Yeah.
But for the most part, yeah, I totally agree with that. It's just a really, really good strategy, I think.
Auctions are fun. I mean, there was a short-lived program on TV a while back called Brain Games. I don't know if you ever seen that. And they auctioned off a $20 bill. Okay. And it started off at $1. And people get in the frenzy, just like you said. I've seen this on my little properties. I've seen people bid up against each other. And sometimes these little properties would sell for $5,000, $5,500, and sometimes even more than that, where a lot of times they'll sell for $1,000. But that $20 bill ended up going for like $88. Okay, because they get up to the $20, and then the two guys that were left, they didn't want to lose as much because they were there neck and neck, and it just kept going. It was the craziest thing I've ever seen. But that's how auctions work, and people caught up in the frenzy. That's exactly what it is.
Almost sounds kind of like gambling or something.
Well, I think it's the same part of your brain that actually does that. Yeah,
I
yeah. Well, all the auctions are coming up. We got 115 of them all the same day. Well, 114 because St. Louis County is going to do their whatever they do. So they're sealed stuff.
John, I don't know if you mentioned this in the beginning. I was a few minutes late, but how was the event last Friday?
Yeah, it was good. We met a little bit before the group today. Yeah, there's so much information to go over though. I mean, I think we scratched the surface, but yeah, we got into some pretty deep conversations. Yep, it went really well.
Okay, good. I'm glad to hear that.
Yeah, we missed you, Linda.
Yeah, I missed you, and I was about to say, do you think you'll have another one in the future?
Yeah, what we'll probably do, in fact, because we've had a lot of people asking about dealing with the delinquent taxpayers and the over-the-counter properties, two of the kind of unique niches that I personally deal with. So we'll probably do some more deeper dives on those coming up here soon.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. Okay. Yeah, Latricia, yeah, we missed you too. Latricia from let's see, Close Mo Deals. Actually, Latricia, you want to tell us about your mobile service while you're there? I don't see you. Let's see. If you're there, there you are.
Hello, everyone. Hi, John.
Hello.
Yes, thank you for allowing me to come up. Yeah, I operate and own a mobile notary service here in St. Louis, Missouri, and we are actually nationwide, but based right here in St. Louis, where we help with getting your legal documents signed, anywhere from contracts to health documents for clients that need documents signed while they are in hospitals. So we just help make sure that those things get done to help move forward with their legal needs. All right. And we can be reached at, actually, my direct number is 925-528-6479. And my email address is ldavis@closemodels.com.
All right. Thank you. And your number again, if you don't mind repeating that, make sure we get
Sure.
that correct.
925-528-6479.
Okay. Thank you, Latricia. Yeah, good. I know you guys provide a good service. If anybody does need a mobile notary, which it does come up. She's the one to get a hold of right here in town, and they are nationwide too. So if your deals, I know we've used this in the past. People that have out of town family members or somebody that might be on the title, it's a great way to get them to sign the documents when you're out of town and get that all done without having them come in. So great service. Thank you, Latricia. Okay, did I miss anything here? Park. I don't think so. Okay, anybody else got anything they would like to share with us today? Everybody's just ready to get out there and make some deals, it looks like. Good time of year is one of my favorites. And then next week we can find out about the disasters with Jim Subert. Yeah, and Sarah, I think, said she'd be here. I know she's so busy, but I think she said she'd be here next week. She wasn't going to, but something else got rearranged, and that's probably why Jim agreed that was a good day for him too. So we'll be looking forward to his presentation. Because disasters, that's something I always say, we'll see you soon, but hopefully not too soon, you know. But things do happen. Okay, Robin. Yeah, Robin's got her number in the chat too. 3 properties for sale. All right. Anybody else got anything? Anybody working on anything they need some referrals on? Anything like that?
Well, this might be a unrelated question, but does anyone know movers? Sarah probably knows movers, but since she's not here today, does anyone have any mover contacts?
Movers. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I don't know. Anybody?
When I moved, and this is just my personal home, and it's been several years ago, I used two men in a truck.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
We used them for our office many years ago. They had their office in the same strip center as we did, or not strip center, but the complex industrial court.
Great.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, 2 men in a truck. Yeah, I forgot about them. Yeah, they
I've
moved our
also-
office.
Oh, sorry. I've also used McGuire Moving and Storage,
There you go.
and I had like the largest staging company in town at one time. And if you call them and talk to Josh, you can use my name and tell him that I gave him, that information. And they're great and they're very flexible. I've just had really good luck with McGuire.
McGuire Moving and
And
Storage.
Storage, yes, they're a local company and they've been in business forever.
Thank you.
And Josh McGuire is my contact there.
All right. Thank you, Carrie.
Yeah, there you go.
Yolanda, I'm gonna text you the moving company I used before, and they was really great. I can't remember the name of them, but I'll send it to you.
Okay, thanks, Robin.
Okay. And Latricia said they're affiliates of SLR, St. Louis area realtors. The 2 men in a truck is okay. All right, thank you. Well, there's some good contacts for you, Linda. Are you getting
Yes.
ready to move?
I am, yes.
Okay.
I'll still be local, but I'm downsizing.
Oh, good for you. Okay,
Yeah,
good to
getting
do.
too old for all the yard work and the pool and yeah, I'm just ready to go.
Yeah, I totally understand that. Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't even have a lawnmower out here where I'm at. We live in God's country now and they take care of everything, you know? So,
Do you let the deer eat everything?
yes,
Yeah, I know.
yes. I let everything
That's the
take
other
care of
thing I'm
itself.
tired of, the deer. I'm sick of the deer. They eat up everything. You can't have any color in your yard because the deer will eat it.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, we love our deer and it's just fine. They could eat whatever they want because anything I plant don't live hardly because we got to bring in our own dirt and stuff grows though. And every week a different weed blooms and it's beautiful. So they're not really weeds. A lot of them are herbs and other things like that. I have an app now that tells us what they are. So when it blooms, I look at it, and there's only two things I pull, and one is the ragweeds, which I know what those are
Mhm.
now, and the other one is horse weeds, which I never knew what those were, but they smell bad. Otherwise, I'd probably let them go.
Wow.
One man's
So,
weeds, another man's flowers.
yep.
We love it.
Yolanda, you're moving or are you selling? Where are you currently?
I'm currently in West County. Yes, I am selling. It's not on the market yet. I still have some things to do. The painters are here now, having a new kitchen floor put in next week. I just had vanities replaced in two of the bathrooms. So I still have some things to do. Right now, we're targeting the first week of July to put it on the market.
Oh, okay. I might want to get some more information from you and just see what's what.
Okay. Do you still have my number or
I think so somewhere. You can give it to me again so I won't have to dig.
I'll put it in the chat.
Okay, sounds good. Thank you.
Miss Yolanda, I put it in the chat.
I got it. Thank you, Robin.
You're welcome.
Yeah, flash movers. There we are. Thank you. And oh, Latricia, you're looking for a multifamily property anywhere open to location? Um, Are you want to, you still there? You want to tell us what about you're looking for? If you're looking for something to fix up or something that's, I don't know, turnkey or
Good
what?
questions. Thanks, John. Yeah, that information is needed, right?
Yes.
Preferably something that's already renovated or ready to move in, preferably. Aftermarket value, not looking to wholesale or anything for that unit. So if anyone has anything in the St. Louis city, county area, multi-unit, 2 to 4 units, nothing over that because that starts to go into commercial. So it has to be
Mhm.
residential.
Okay. And do you have
Um,
any price range you're staying in that you want to work between, Latricia?
Another good question, John. No, not at this time. I would probably, very good question.
Yeah, it
Uh,
just the more details you can give us, the easier,
exactly.
you know?
Yeah. Nothing over 500,000.
Okay. So under
Okay.
500.
Yeah.
I don't see Missy here today. I know she had a couple of them in the city, like four family. I think she had a four family and a two family, but don't hold me to that. I don't see Dave Soto here either today.
Uh,
Yeah, I know she had one a couple weeks ago. Um, well, I believe it was well under 500, but I'm not
mhm,
sure. I know one of them had a couple of renters already in it, and then a couple that were empty or vacated too.
mhm.
So, yeah, if you're not looking for a major renovation, of course, you're not looking for a wholesale deal
Oh,
that makes it more specific. So
mhm.
this is a buy and hold for you, it sounds like.
Yes.
Okay. All right.
Awesome.
You did
Thanks.
give us your number, but I'm going to go ahead and mention it again. 925-528-6479. So if anybody comes across a multifamily, 2 to 4 units, and again, yeah, thank you for being specific because you do get over that. It does put you into commercial, as far as lending and other things too. It's a just different category. So, so thank you very much.
Thank you.
Mhm. Hey, how's your grandson doing, you Linda? Just without going too far off the subject, I was thinking about him the other day again. He,
He's getting better. He had to get another ear surgery last week because that ear canal just wants to close, and we don't want him, and neither does he want to lose the hearing in that ear. So they had to do another. They call it a ear tampon. So they had to insert another ear tampon into that right ear to keep that ear canal from closing. He's still trying to get used to his new look, which the way he deals with it is to wear a hoodie. And I told him, you can't wear a hoodie when it's 90 degrees, you know. But he thinks when he goes out, people are staring at him. And we're like, well, yeah, it's 90 degrees. You got on a hoodie. That's what they're staring at, you know. I know it's difficult, but yeah, but he's doing much better. Thank you for asking.
well, yeah, he's still in our thoughts and prayers, though. I mean, he's got a long, hard road. I know for anybody that
Uh,
don't know, he was on a job and got electrocuted basically, and
yeah.
he was he's a young guy going through a tough time right now.
Yes, very tough. He still has a lot of pain and a lot of emotional issues that he's dealing with related to the injuries.
Yeah, well, very understandable. I don't know how we never know how we would deal with anything like that, and
I
hopefully never will.
know.
But it's tough.
Yeah, and I don't know if I told you guys, but the same day he was admitted to Mercy Burn Unit, another young man was admitted. He had burns over 85% of his body, and he did not survive. So we tell my grandson he has a lot to be thankful for. We know he's dealing with a lot right now, but it could have been worse.
Yeah.
Because and that young man had just had a baby. And
Oh,
yeah, it was so sad. You know, the burn unit is really small, so you become really close to everyone. And we were all feeling so bad. And even though it was a baby, they don't allow children. But that was a baby, and that at first they didn't want to allow it to come so he could see the child. So they would sneak in the mother and the baby like at midnight or something. So, but I think he lasted less than a week. So yeah, I tell my grandson, it could have been worse. You're still here. Yes, you have injuries and they are severe, but you will be better and you're still here.
yeah.
Could have been a lot worse.
Oh boy. Well, we'll continue to keep him in our prayers too.
Thank you.
Just so hopefully he can feel that energy because I know there's a lot of people that are thinking about him all the time. So,
Thank you, John. Thank you, Laura. Thanks, everybody.
yeah. Well, yeah, I know it's hard to hang in there sometimes too. And but I think you hit the nail on the head though, you hate to use the example of somebody that didn't make it, but
Right,
that's real. This is real stuff.
right,
Mhm.
right.
So, Well, well, thank you for sharing that, Yolinda.
Thank you.
Well, anybody else have anything for us today? I know we had a lot of good conversations today. Um, let's see, oh, Carrie said we got some lightweight hoodies for cooling with SB. Oh, okay, well, that's good to know. That's something you might want to make a
Oh,
didn't know
thank you,
about that.
Carrie.
Because yeah, because sun is really bad for all scars, obviously, too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you. I will let him know that because he has returned to working, but mainly just like supervising. He's hired some people to do the heavy or the real work. So he's just like supervising. And so I will let him know that.
I just get them on Amazon, and because I'm on a medication, and if I have any more like skin issues, they're gonna like challenge it, you know. But so anyway, I try to keep the sun off me. Just
Yes.
Good to know.
something vampires have to do. Vampires have to keep the sun off of them.
Uh-oh. Are you saying you're a vampire, Carrie?
I mean, outside my eyes are light sensitive. I feel like every time I'm outside, it's just I'm melting, you know, kind of.
Oh, okay. Well, don't melt. Yeah. Yeah, good to know though. I didn't know they had such a thing. So,
I didn't either.
wow. Yeah,
Okay.
that's the good thing about technology, though. We can all talk and find out what each other's doing right here.
Right, right.
So,
That's probably
then-
what those yard workers wear, the ones that are always have the long sleeves and all that on.
Yes, that could be.
yeah, we're kind of amazed sometimes. You see these guys out there cutting grass when it's 100 degrees and they're all dressed up, got everything covered. It's like, man, I don't know how they do it, but, but I'm glad they do it.
No, either.
Yeah. All right. Let's
Positive
see.
thoughts for your grandson, and but I have to go.
All right. Thank
All right.
you.
Well, thank
Uh-huh.
you. Yeah. All right.
Gonna just jump in and introduce myself. This is the first time I've been on this Zoom. So,
Yeah, welcome, Sherry.
hi. My name's Sherry Moore. I actually am currently a realtor. I've been a buyer specialist for the past 5.5 years, and I am new to the investing game. And I completed my first flip successfully, and closed on it at the end of January. And so I am now in the process of like expanding my circle and networking and learning from other people. I'd never heard of a landlord license, so I learned something new today for sure. I didn't know those existed. I work mostly in residential home sales, so not so much in the rental side, but I am looking to flip a few houses and then work into buy and hold. So any advice, any connections, anything that I can pick up and learn, I'm open to meeting everybody and expanding.
Well, that's great. Thank you for sharing that with us, Sherry. What part of are you around St. Louis area? Are you in town or where?
I serve the greater St. Louis area. So I've been in Lincoln County down to Jefferson County, Franklin County, but mostly in St. Charles and St. Louis County.
Okay, very good. And so you're as far as the agent capacity, what do you specialize in?
So I'm a buyer specialist, so I only represent buyers.
Only buyers. Okay.
I'm not a listing agent. Obviously sold my own flip, but I represent just buyers. I work in tandem with another agent. And so I like the aspect of advocating and educating buyers and making sure they're represented well and they know their rights and what they can and can't do, make sure they're protected through the process. And then I kind of feel like this investing side kind of feeds into that, being able to find a property, particularly with the creative financing that I'm learning about. So I think there's a place where I can kind of bring those two things together.
Yeah, I think you're actually in a good place to do that too, because a lot of us here, some people are licensed, some are not, some are just, but being creative, and I'm sure you run into people all the time that might not have quite the down payment or something, but they need a place to live. So that's where
Right.
you can kind of connect, and also you'll run into investors that don't, because we run into places all the time that might be too nice to, get a wholesale deal or refer it on like that, but we can refer to you.
Yeah.
Towards maybe one of your buyers. So it's a great place to network and kind of share ideas and share opportunities too. So would you like to give us your the contact information you'd like to share with
Yeah.
with anyone?
I'll pop that into the chat real quick. My phone number though is 636-489-8581. And then my email is and my name is spelled CHERIE, at teambellcells.com.
Teambellsfield.com. Okay, thank you very much. Yeah, and if you could put it, yeah, you got it in the chat right there for anybody that write it down, but we do like you to mention it verbally also, like you did. So thank you very much. Appreciate it. Yeah, and there's your phone number. Very good. All right. Anybody else got anything you would like to share with us today? A lot of good conversations. We were kind of all over the place, but always good. And if not, we are just a couple minutes after the hour, so we can go ahead and I guess get to lunch or wherever you're at, whatever you're going to do now. Get out and enjoy the day. It's beautiful outside, not quite so humid today. Last couple of days I had a hard time sitting out here, but today is pretty nice. So anyway, we thank everybody for tuning in. We'll look forward to seeing you
Thank
next
you.
week and have a great week.
Thanks, everybody.
Thanks, John. Thanks, everyone.